Okay, welcome back into Backtrack with myself and Down Under Dave. This is episode 3. We had episode 1 taken back down after a temporary reprieve, and I ended up having to trim the sweet song out of it after all. So if you're just watching that coming up and you don't understand, that's why that song is not there. And immediately after doing episode 2, we were blocked upon upload for another song that I am disputing, and I don't know how that's going to play out. So chances are you're going to see episode 3 before episode 2, but the thumbnails are all labeled. What's up, Dave?
Unless David puts another track up that gets us blocked.
Yeah, Dave's got us blocked twice now, so blame him.
Yeah, not with the bands I thought would have either. That Backtrack song that you played at the beginning, I swear I've heard it 1,000 times before.
Well, my wife pointed out she played it for me. It reminds her of the Family Ties sitcom theme song.
I used to watch that back in the day.
Yeah. So who knows?
Who knows? But yeah, it's just got that very familiar sound to it.
Yes. I will be struggling in between yours and my videos because, like an idiot, I got all my videos and I did not make a note to each one, so I'll have to look and then, so I know what I'm announcing next. So if it looks like I'm shuffling around while the song's playing, it's because I'm just getting, the facts straight for the next song.
That's all right. We forgive you.
Your turn to start us off, Dave.
It is. And let me get to my folder. I have a pre-arranged folder for the upcoming ones. And then I stick all the ones I've used into another folder, so I can double check that we don't double up anytime.
Gotcha.
I'm going to take us back. I'm going to start early again. Hopefully nobody wants to copyright this one. Been it many times on YouTube, so this is just one of those songs from really before I was listening to music. But I think it just, it's an emotional song, and like I said, another one of those classics that I think in 50 years' time we'll still be listening to it. Doubt anyone has not heard of it or the band. So here we go. Hopefully I'm right.
Oh, wow.
The road is long.
Oh
You're on mute, Rob.
Sorry, I'm forgetting to pause again.
Yeah, no, you get wind up in the song.
Yeah, I get so in because some of the like this song I have not heard in so long from the Hollies, right? That's who it is.
Yep.
Yeah. Just a beautiful song. And watching this, what was going through my head is maybe Gene Simmons' hair is real. His present day hairdo would fit in well in this band, right?
Well, they did love that period of time. So
yeah.
I'm gonna put money on the fact it's not.
Yeah.
I hope it's not.
So what's your history with this song?
It's just a song from my youth, and I don't know. To me, it's so emotional.
Mm-hmm.
And I never really liked my brother that much, but there are many times I've heard this song, and especially when maybe I've been in a more depressed kind of mind, that this just brings tears to my eyes. This one and The Air That I Breathe that they did as well.
Yeah.
And just their vocal ability, the harmonies. And
it's amazing. It's absolutely
probably that thing from that 60s, 70s period where the harmonies, where most of these bands were just top notch.
Yeah, they were all singers in most of these early bands versus just one lead singer. I mean, everybody, I don't know if they were professionally trained or not, but the harmonies in most of these bands are just top notch. And
I think you had to be, because there were no tricks to be had.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
right. There wasn't there were very little other than reverb, even effects you could put on a guitar or a voice back then. I mean, it was pretty much what you hear is what they're playing and how they sound.
So if you listen to a record, you're pretty much guaranteed if you listen to them in concert, that's what they were going to sound like.
Yeah, I mean, you put Axl Rose in back in the 50s, 60s, Appetite doesn't get released because they can't make it presentable, right?
Nobody's got an appetite, trust me.
Okay, here we go.
It's a long, long road from which there is no return. While we're on the way to there, why not share?
Okay, the Hollies. He's my brother. And I tell you, when the harmonica is done right, I mean, a lot of rock bands, even into the 80s, were using it. You know, Michael Monroe from Hanoi Rocks, Steve Whiteman from Kix. I think even Aerosmith used it. And it's cool, but when it's that particular usage of it just reminded me like of an old Western. Just a beautiful, hauntingly sad sound. Absolutely incredible. Great pick.
Yeah, I mean, obviously it gets used a lot in the blues music, and
yeah, but that's annoying.
It is, because it takes over. It's
the
main thing going on.
It should be used like it was here to highlight the music, not to become its own animal. But to each their
you
own, I
said
guess.
it adds an emotional
Yeah,
element to the song.
absolutely. All right. Well, I'm going to roll us back to 1957 in
1957.
in one that was black and white, but somebody colorized it, I'm assuming.
I wasn't even in color then.
Yeah.
I wasn't even born.
Another 45 that I had in my collection in my youth. Absolutely loved this song. And later, I don't know, 10 years ago, maybe more, they did a movie of this guy's life story, which was tragically cut short. And there was a very interesting part in there that I still won't forget. I hope it's true and not Hollywood imagined, but I'll get to that after we, pause it. So 1957, I almost gave away the damn name. Okay, here we go.
If you knew Peggy Sue, then you know why I feel blue without Peggy. My Peggy Sue. Oh, well, I love you, galleys. I love you, Peggy Sue. Peggy Sue, Peggy Sue. Oh, how my heart yearns for you, oh, Peggy. My Peggy Sue. Oh, well, I love you, galleys. I love you, Peggy Sue. Peggy Sue, Peggy Sue. Pretty, 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 pretty Peggy Sue. Oh, Peggy. My Peggy Sue. Oh, well, I love you, gal, and I need you, Peggy Sue.
Okay, I'm sure most people understand what I was talking about with the tragic story of Buddy Holly. Peggy Sue, Dave. I don't know if this is. There's a couple of songs I'm not sure how they're going to hit you tonight. So.
Oh no, I'm obviously very familiar with Buddy Holly. Not the look of a rock star these days, is it?
No, not even close.
I don't think you get away with that. No,
but I'll tell you one thing. Going back to my constant rant, they got to look, right? I mean,
they got to look. They got to look.
Yep. Okay.
In fact, the guy behind him looks like him.
Yeah, he does.
Could be his brother.
Yeah.
I think, obviously, you're talking about the Buddy Holly story with the movie.
Yes.
The only thing annoyed me was they did the Richie Valens story and they put the same ending in.
Yeah. The part I was referring to that still sticks with me, and I hope is true because it is so cool, the idea of it. I think they were in a garage practicing, and there was a cricket somewhere that they couldn't find, and they ended up doing the tune to the cricket chirp.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought that is absolutely an incredibly cool story. I hope that's not Hollywood imagined.
Well, I can't confirm or deny.
Right.
That story. I'll have to look it up.
This song, it's tribal drums before tribal drums were a thing. And that's what's always struck me even as a kid. It wasn't, I mean, yeah, it's a singable song. It's catchy, but it's that rolling tribal drum through the whole thing that is so infectious to me. And I think that's why
I think the Beach Boys used it a bit too.
Yes.
Probably
correct.
Inspired from Buddy Holly himself. So
yeah,
it gives that bit of a momentum to a song.
Correct. Okay, here we go.
I love you, Peggy Sue, with a love so rare and true. Oh, Peggy, my Peggy Sue. Well, I love you, gal. I want you, Peggy Sue.
Actually, the more I'm looking at it, the guitar player behind him reminds me of Louis Skolnick from Revenge of the Nerds.
They could have all been in it.
Yeah, right.
Peggy Sue, Peggy Sue. pretty Peggy Sue. Oh, Peggy, my Peggy Sue. Oh, well, I love you, gal, yes, I need you, Peggy Sue. I love you, Peggy Sue, with a love so rare and true. Oh, Peggy, my Peggy Sue. Oh, well, I love you, gal, and I want you, Peggy Sue. Oh, well, I love you, gal, and I want you, Peggy Sue.
Okay, Buddy Holly, not the group of the most handsome men in the world. But you know,
was that his mic hanging?
I don't know what that was.
Under
That
his
or a
thigh?
harmonica or something. I don't know what the heck that was.
Because I was
That
trying to
looked-
look at it. Is this a mic he's got hanging there?
You don't know. They were very bizarre looking, to say the least. And I would say that we would be considered, you know, top prizes to the girls who had these guys on their wall as posters, right?
Oh, yeah, we could do a sexy calendar.
Yeah.
Two things I noticed. The drummer had one bass drum.
Shut up.
They did it well. And a nice traditional hold.
What?
They had a nice traditional hold of the drumstick.
Yeah, almost like the marching band type thing.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
a lot of them don't hold it like, but that is apparently the way you should hold it.
Correct, because you get the stick bounces.
Yep.
So you don't have to have so many hits. It does it itself. Yeah.
But I don't think they teach it as much as they used to. Not especially for rock music.
It doesn't look cool, right? Either. I mean, for a rock band, I mean, you might see it. I guess I don't watch a lot of country performers, maybe in music like that or something. But I don't know.
I don't watch a lot of country performers because I get sick of hearing about their dogs dying and, you know.
Yeah.
running off
Well,
with their
that's
best friend
I am not afraid to say I am a country fan of 70s and 80s country when it was good time music.
Dolly Parton.
And I think that's before it took the hard turn to, you know, almost country in the 90s through the 2000s almost became grunge before grunge, with their messaging being so depressing and horrible.
Yeah, and I think the biggest problem for it too is it became so mainstream.
Yeah.
You know, where country used to be this thing that certain people used to listen to, but it became such a mainstream, everybody, you know, and I suppose you look, you know, Shania Twain's had a lot to do with it. And
Well, Garth
Pretty
Brooks,
hard.
I think, blew it up mainstream
Right.
more than anybody. I mean, after Garth Brooks, and he's got a handful of songs I like, but it was amazing how all of a sudden you couldn't tell who was Garth Brooks and who wasn't on the radio because they all tried to sound like him, and it just was like cookie cutter heaven. And you know,
That's
gone
cool.
were the good, you know, the unique stuff like the Beach Boys and the Statler Brothers and stuff like that had really great harmonies and actually had fun songs. It became all
Loves did the same, you know, through the 90s,
Commercial.
everyone was trying to sound like Pearl Jam.
Yeah.
And I found lately everyone tried to sound like Ed Sheeran, you know, like
yeah.
all the girls want to sound like Taylor Swift and, you know.
Well, and after Creed came out, right, everything started sounding like Creed, even though they got, you know, they blew up huge, but then they basically, like Nickelback, got ostracized from, you know, it was almost like Beavis and Butthead to the public. Everybody made fun of those two bands, but amazing how everybody tried to sound like them vocally, at least. And I know why. My guess is because it's easy. I mean, anybody without any kind of vocal ability, whatever, could easily sing Creed or Nickelback, right? There's just nothing there. I'm not saying they sound bad. I'm saying it's so generic and without range that it's simple.
I was talking to my mate the other day about, because I said, you know, we'd done some disco stuff. And I said, it's funny that the Bee Gees got blamed for disco music. Like, they were the perpetrator of this evil music that was brought upon the world. And I remember listening to Barry Gibb and him saying that, you know, from the early 80s, for probably 5 or 6 years, they couldn't put out music. No one was interested.
I'll tell you one thing. If you listen to early Bee Gees before Saturday Night Live, they weren't disco.
No,
That's
they weren't.
that's the album that labeled them as disco.
And apparently it's because the producer...
When I say
the director of the
Saturday Night
film,
Live, I meant Saturday
Night
Night
Fever.
Fever. Yeah.
The guy who made that film actually just came to them and said, would you have any kind of music that would fit my film? So it's not like they deliberately went out to go into this music. They were asked to do something for a film.
Right.
And then they became the face of it.
Exactly. And it's kind of like the actor, I mean, he eventually broke the mold with terrible movies, but the Jim Carreys of the world, right? They get so big and famous for one type, and then that's all they seem to get until they force the issue. And then in Jim Carrey's case, it was not for the good. Same
Adam
with
Sandler.
Adam Sandler, right? Adam Sandler the same way. They're good at one thing, not so much at others. But the Bee Gees were never a disco band. In fact, one of my favorite Bee Gees songs of all time, probably my very favorite, my wife's is Wedding Day, which is the furthest thing from disco. And mine is You Win Again, which again is not disco. Outside of that album, you're hard pressed to find a Bee Gees song that even remotely sounds disco.
Yeah, well, like you said, he said they went through a lot of the 80s period just writing songs for other people.
Right.
Because that was the only way they could make a living. Because no one was interested in signing the Bee Gees to make music.
And
Because they had this stench about them.
And that's criminal because you want to talk about harmony. Wow. Okay, you're up.
All right, you'll have to remove yours.
Oh, yeah.
And I will bring mine up. So we're going to go from 1957. We're going to go into the 80s. Okay. Now, this to me is one of the best power ballads I've heard from a non-American band.
Oh.
Because to me, you think of power ballads, you think of American.
It's an American sound, yeah, usually.
All right. So to me, this was one of the best ones from a non-American band.
Wow. This one still bothers me, her passing. Roxette. What an amazing band that gets, I'm not going to say they were underrated, but, because they were hits after hits on the radio. But as artists, nobody ever talked about this band with any kind of legitimacy. And it's tragic with her voice and that guitar player, who I believe is the sole songwriter or the key songwriter. That duo is as good a duo as you're ever going to find in rock music. And I say rock music because, yes, their stuff crossed over to pop, but it had a very classic rock influence and vibe to it. If you just get past the catchy choruses and stuff, they're a very solid rock sounding band.
Definitely agree. Yeah, it was very sad. I went and saw Roxette in, I think it was about 2012. So Marie had just made her comeback after, having her problems with her brain tumor and stuff. So before they even started, she sort of apologized if she, forgot lyrics throughout the song, if we could help her out. And to think, what she went through and was able to learn, not only just to speak, to be able to sing again.
Yeah.
I mean, she struggled in parts, but, you could see there was still a passion to do it. And, when she passed, it was very sad. On my birthday as well, I must admit. So, not a great thing to wake up to on your birthday. But, yeah, I'm glad to see that he's got Roxette back up and going again.
Does he? Who's he got singing?
Another girl from Sweden, I think. She's quite good.
An unknown. Good. That's the way to go. I think the way a lot of these bands, why they get such a mixed reception is they try to plug somebody else's star in, and it just, you get flack from both camps then. And plus, that's big shoes to fill for anybody, whether a person could be more talented than who they're like, whoever's filling in for Freddie Mercury. I think they had like 3 or 4 people. Imagine trying to fill that role. You're better off doing it in an Adam Lambert type way versus somebody. I mean, they had other. Yeah, they're when they had Axl Rose plug in for Brian Johnson at AC/DC. I mean, forget that Axl Rose can't sing a note. You're thinking Welcome to the Jungle now. You're not thinking, Thunderstruck. I mean, it's just a conflict of a person's ears. I think even on a subconscious level, you're better off going with a no name and just like Journey. They had a couple of people who were bigger names, but then they settled on this Filipino kid or whatever, and he does an amazing job. And nobody knew who he was, and I think that's why he doesn't catch any flack, I think. But
definitely.
Okay.
I think they did
I'm sorry, I hit the wrong button.
That's right. I think they did a version of Enter Sandman for that Black album too.
Roxette?
Mm.
Really?
Really?
What the heck? Okay, I'll have to check that out. I haven't heard nothing by her that I haven't liked ever. Even if it hasn't been one of my favorite Roxette songs, it's always a good song.
Well, I think that the version of one they did was after Marie passed. That was with one of the newer singers.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah. Okay, bit of a Berlin vibe from her. Her and that singer for Berlin, similar in appearance. Maybe it's just the hairdos, I don't know, but amazing ballads and harder songs. In fact, I had Joyride on a cassette single, and it was
great song.
It was a bright blue cassette single, which was odd back then. You pretty much got beige, white, black, or clear. And on the flip side was an alternate version of the same song, with a cool little stop and a breakdown in there. A lot of the stuff I wish I still had, but yeah, great song.
Have you seen their MTV Unplugged?
Yes. That when she passed, I went through a whole rabbit hole of Roxette stuff, because it was one of those bands where it may not have been something I listened to very often, but I had such an attachment to all of that music because it was in that time of my life, age-wise, where music was on at all times, everything we did. And that was one of the bands I had a hard time trying to ignore because they weren't metal, But yeah. So I've watched most of their live stuff on YouTube, stuff that was a decent recording anyway.
That Joyride album was near perfect.
Oh yes, absolutely fantastic. All right, as I usually have to do, I have to bring us back up to Depression Land. Thanks to Dave. This
Listen
one,
to your heart, Rob.
yes, we're gonna roll back to 1976.
Oh, this is modern for you.
Yeah. Tonight it is. I don't even know how to describe a genre for this, but you'll get the gist when I play it. If you've heard of it, I hope you've heard of it. I don't think we've represented. I don't want to call this Motown because it's 70s, but it's yeah. I'll just play it. I'm not going to do any description, any justice. I'm just going to make myself look stupider. So here we go.
Chat. You and me, we're going out, catch a later sign, guaranteed to blow your mind so high you won't come down. Hey y'all, prepare yourself for the rubber band. Man, you never heard a sound like the rubber band. Man, you're bound to lose control when the rubber band starts to jam. To hear him play at a club outside of town, I was so surprised, I was hypnotized. Sound this cat put down. When I saw this short black guy place a band between his toes, hey, I laughed so hard 'cause the band got down when it finally reached his nose. Hey, y'all, play yourself for the rubber band man. You never heard a sound like the rubber band.
Okay, the Spinners, and how refreshing would it be to see, Snoop Dogg's and Ice T's and Ice Cubes and Snow Cone Machines and all these guys actually singing instead of talking. Black music was so powerful in the 70s. Everybody had a booming, powerful voice, great harmony. They dressed to the nines, maybe a little bit, over the top, but they had a look other than, their pants around their knees with a hubcap hanging around their neck. Great rhythm and soul. I mean, I just, and this song has an interesting story for me on two folds. Number one, I had this 45 as a kid, and then later on, I was a huge through the 70s, late 70s, through the 80s, through the 90s, through the 2000s, till recently when I gave up on baseball. Huge Atlanta Braves fan. And they had a pitcher named Pascual Perez, early 80s, early 80s. And he had this real weird body movement to his windup when he pitched, looked like he's just, Mr. Stretch Armstrong or something. So they did a demo video, like a highlight reel of his pitching to this song, Rubber Band Man, because the way he, it was just, so that even made the song even more endeared to me. So you've heard the Spinners?
I certainly have, and I envision if the Tunes Brothers ever do a karaoke night together, that's the outfits.
There you go. I don't know
and
if
that's
you can.
Lou.
Yeah.
That's Lou on lead vocal there.
Okay, back to the Spinners, Rubber Band Man.
Got that rubber band rubber on his toes, and then he wiggled it up rubber on his nose. Guaranteed to blow your mind. Playing all that music, yeah, keeping time. How in the world did he learn that? Oh, Lord, huh? Y'all help me get away. How yourself? Oh, you never heard a sound. You never seen him move. You ought to see him groove. Choo, 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 choo. How much of this stuff do we think we can stand? So much rhythm, grace, and debonair for one man? Oh, no. And then he had the nerve to wiggle his left foot. Got it in his knee, got a feeling in his head, y'all. How does he do it, y'all? I don't know. Yeah, but I prepared myself. I went to see a show. I paid my money. Dropped it in his hat. That's when he went. I'm ready to jam. Onto my rubber band. Getting ready to jam. Onto my rubber band. Come on. Won't you get down? You can do it. To the rubber band. Oh, it's a digit. Come and do the dance. Makes you move. Come when you feel the groove. Dip, 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 dip. Dip, 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 dip. Dip, 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 dip. Come on and do it. Do that rubber band. Tap that long till the walking line. You got to get down. Sometimes when you feel it, moving on in your feet. Oh Lord, that makes you move. Got to get that groove. Oh, just rubber, baby with the rubber band. Oh, come on, y'all get down. Oh, yeah.
What a fun song. And I am officially challenging all rap artists out there. Put your drum machine away, get yourself some singing lessons, and show us that you have some real music ability. You've got plenty of people from your own culture to be inspired by. I challenge and dare. That includes you too, Eminem, even though, you're the wrong pigment, but you think you're a rapper. Sing. There's plenty of how-to sing videos on YouTube, I'm sure. Just sing. And maybe people like me and the rest of the world who don't like rap will actually give you guys some credibility.
I think he sings a bit because he gets other people who can sing to do a bit of singing on his
Well,
song.
so did Coolio, right? His greatest song ever was Gangster's Paradise, and it's all because of the other dude that was actually singing the choruses and stuff.
What I like about that is it's fun.
Mm-hmm.
And they're having a lot of fun. And that takes you back to the times when music was fun.
Fun.
You know,
Yes.
we listened to it for fun. We enjoyed
So
it.
much of it
was-
now is either pity party or it's a political bitch session. It's never anybody who's saying good things politically or whatever. It's always the negative. It's just music. And I'm not blaming just grunge. They were just an extension of what started before them with like protest rock and stuff. Music just somewhere in the 60s took an ugly turn as a mechanism to just bitch and complain about whatever was on their mind. And that to me is not what music's for. Music's supposed to be an escape.
And I think it's why we like Kiss so much, is because as much as people say, oh, they just sung about sex and partying, you think,
yeah.
And your point is what?
Yeah, right.
What did you like to do when you were younger?
Yeah, exactly. Apparently, those people would rather they were singing about political wars and stuff like U2 or
whatever. Can turn on the TV and see all that crap.
Right. All right, you're up.
I don't need to hear it. All right, I'll just get you to remove yours. And what should I do next? I'm going to go with a band that was very much the disco. But they released a song that wasn't disco.
Oh.
This was, I think, 1979. So, but when you see it, you'll know what I'm talking about. Real disco band, like made a meal ticket out of the disco era. But this was a bit different for them.
I love you.
Oh. So how much starch do you think is in the collar?
Oh, it is starch to the max. You wouldn't get any more in there.
Casey and the Sunshine Band, definitely a hit machine. Yes, much more known for their disco, but this song, I've always loved this song because his voice has got so much emotion in it. Another band that, they were big in their day, but as time went on, history seemed to want to forget. And
I think at disco's era had a lot of those bands where said time wanted to forget the whole genre, and of course they didn't really do anything after that. So I suppose there was nothing but the disco era to look at.
Well, and I never watched. Well, yeah, and I never watched or listened to read or any of their background. But how much of that could have been that once disco died, they didn't. No one would touch them with a 10-foot pole, as far as labels and stuff.
Well, it can. But like I said, even if you don't like disco, but come on, Shake Your Booty was such a great song.
God, yes.
Keep Me Coming.
I Will Survive was great. I mean, there's all kinds of disco, but Casey and the Sunshine Band was a great disco band. And do you know how long their career lasted?
I know they're still going. I've seen a clip, which was what
as far as being a band that puts out music, did it end right away with disco?
And I'm going to have a quick look for you.
Because I'm curious to know how much material or how long their career spanned, because it's one of those bands where they had so many hits that I wonder if they were a deep cuts band.
Well, here you go. So the active years were from 73 to 84.
11 years is pretty respectable back then.
And then a hiatus till 1991.
And now, is it still the original singer when they got back?
Yeah, he's still in.
Okay.
He's still in charge. He's a bit weightier these days, but
A little pastier.
we're all the same. I said I'm just looking, so Get Down Tonight. That's the way I like it. Shake, shake, shake.
Oh,
I'm your boogie man. Keep it coming, love. Boogie shoes.
I mean,
Give
they were the how-to to write disco songs.
Oh yeah, that's
Absolutely amazing. Okay,
shake, 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 shake,
shake your booty.
Yeah, it's a great song.
There
Shake
we
your
go.
boobies.
Was that just on my side where that video started
Yeah, I think so.
started tripping a little bit? Okay.
Two things, the shirt button unbuttoned down to nearly the navel, hairy chest. These days,
Yes.
it's get all the hair off your body.
Yeah,
You should
right.
have that Ken doll looking. And how much would
Well-
Lou hate this song? A bitchy, whiny man
Yes.
complaining about
And
his womanly.
Paul Stanley would disagree with the remove all the hair from your body.
Well, I mean, so would I. I mean, I'm old now. We wouldn't do it. But you just look at everyone now. All the
It was the
younger guys I
manly
know,
thing, man. You in the
all waxed.
70s. Yeah, I mean, even sitcoms, there was a couple episodes where John Ritter, Jack Tripper would have that open with the chain and the hairy chest. Larry, his best friend. That was the thing in the 70s, right? The hairier the chest, the better for me. It was like a sign of manlyhood.
See, my sons are, mid-30s, early 30s. And they're no hair in your chest. You wax your legs and stuff. It's that non-hair
And if you were over in Germany, the women had hairy chests back then.
And if you're Italy, they had hairy faces.
Yes. All right.
Sorry
yeah.
to any Italian mothers out there.
Oh yeah, we had really obviously they were Americans, but their heritage was strong. Italy for neighbors. My best friend growing up through the years, his family, but his mom and sister, very attractive ladies, but you could see that shadow of a mustache. They just were. It's in the genetics, man.
Yeah, I know. Louis wouldn't like it because you know what happens down under.
Oh yeah. Louis, the pickiest man in the world who can't afford to be picky. Yep.
You'll probably watch this one if it ever goes up.
All right, I think we're going back to 1968 here.
Rolling back again.
There's no way that this show was ever going to completely ignore this band, even though I wasn't a massive fan. I had this 45 and I wore it out.
Do you know, I would have thought before we started the show, it would be me in the 60s.
I'm sorry, what?
I said before we started the show, I thought it would be me in the 60s and early 70s, and you in the 80s, late, you know.
Well, I believe me, it's all I can do to stay out of the 50s because I have a deep love for 50s rock. So
fair enough.
Here we go. Okay, so the Beatles, like I said, not a huge fan of the Beatles. Their early stuff like this, their poppier stuff, I should say, I like. That bass is the most addicting thing. That bass just is front and center in this song. Where are you, if at all, or I went down the rabbit hole. I'm a big conspiracy guy. I love a good conspiracy, even though they're usually just garbage. They're fun to think about. The Paul McCartney died and was replaced very early on.
Yeah, I find it too difficult to believe because
I mean, they make a compelling case on the one
They do.
documentary that I watched.
But to me, to think you could find someone that A, looks like him, then B, can sing like him, can play his instrument, left-handed as well, because memory's not a right-hander, so
Yeah.
yeah, just too many things that would have to be so perfectly aligned for it to happen. And as you said, to look at it, it's fun to look at and think,
Yeah, I mean, it is fun because if you the Elvis thing, right? Forever Elvis, we saw him at Burger King and this and that and the other. But it sounds funny, but then you go back and you look at the footage. Who was sitting in the living room at Graceland during the service? The silhouette you saw. You can see with Elvis's fame, he couldn't walk in the street without being mobbed. I mean, so you could see him wanting to just, all right, I've got to just escape this life, a la Eddie and the Cruisers, the movie. And then you draw the parallel. Okay, Michael Jackson had that same kind of ridiculous fame where he couldn't do anything. He was married at one time to Elvis's daughter. Could Michael Jackson have faked his death? And there was that award show where somebody was in the audience with this goofy mask or whatever. I mean, Prince, another one, massive fame. People saying, well, the Michael Jackson thing, they show an ambulance going to the corners or whatever, and security escorting somebody out of the back of this ambulance or corner van or whatever with like a blanket or something over him, whisking him away. So there's so much of it that, yeah, it's probably not true, but it very well could be.
Yeah, I mean, that's what makes a good conspiracy theory, isn't it? It's
right.
The fact that there is enough evidence to get you thinking about it, but not enough evidence to ever prove it.
Right. So the Beatles in Australia.
Oh, huge.
Huge?
Absolutely massive.
Okay.
Yeah, they had one of the biggest receptions ever when they came to Australia. I mean, I wasn't here at the time, but there's plenty of footage of it. And they're one of those bands that, I was listening to music, and I did have a Beatles, like a greatest hits, when I was very young and got first into the suite. which had a lot of the earlier stuff on Penny Lane and
Right.
that sort of stuff. But I don't listen to them a lot, but you have to appreciate the fact they are probably the most influential band ever.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And you look at that influence was continued, probably not by accident, but when you watch a video like this, you can see where the Monkees got their antics. Because you look at most of the footage of the Beatles that people think of is they're in their suits, with their bowl haircuts, all serious. They were goofballs, like the Monkees were goofballs. And I had two Beatles 45s, this one and Yellow Submarine. Both not your typical Beatles songs. I mean, most of the Beatles music wasn't fun time music like this.
No. It's and like I said, like they haven't released, really studio music for over 50 years, but they're still just as big.
Yeah.
And I doubt many bands will ever can say that.
No, because at the time, music wasn't that big. I think that is it united the world, because before that, it was big here, Buddy Holly and the 50s doo-wop stuff. But as a whole, as a world platform, the Beatles almost opened it up for the world. I mean, yeah, Coming to America is really what blew them up in the world eye, but it was nothing had ever been done like that before. As big as music was in every country's own, boundaries, the Eagles, oh God, no. The Beatles, I would think, are the biggest international act ever.
I think I remember, I think Paul McCartney said once they were doing a show in the US early on, and he said they couldn't even hear themselves playing. Because the crowd was just that loud.
Which leads me to my question I've always wanted to ask, but I don't know anybody. My mom was never a Beatles fan. My dad ain't like that. How did America know this band so well that, like the Ed Sullivan show and stuff, they get that screaming reaction? Where there wasn't MTV or, I gotta imagine there was not a lot of, radio play from overseas in the United States. It's like just they were instantly known to everybody, and everybody was a freak, fan. And I'm thinking, how did the word spread before they made their appearance? Or was it just that awe-inspiring that it just happened?
Yeah, I think maybe it was just something so unusual for a rock band that it just, like you said, covered the world.
And do you know,
were they unimaginable?
Were they this kind of monster machine overseas before they came to America?
So I'm trying to think when they first came to Australia. Well, in the early 60s, and they were huge then too. So
I mean, I guess I don't know. That would be something I would watch, is a Beatles documentary, provided it's based on reality. So many of these Hollywood movies.
So there is one that came out called Beatles 64.
Yeah.
And I think it's about the Beatles coming to America in 64.
Because I'd be curious to know
what archival footage. It's all done by Peter Jackson, the guy who did Lord of the Rings.
Okay. Because I'd be curious to know where their career was, what their trajectory looked like, what they were doing as far as sales and stuff before they announced themselves to the world, obviously through America. I'm just curious because, Kiss, they blew up at the Live, but people that discovered them on a Live probably have no idea that they struggled and almost bankrupted a record label before they blew up. People that probably just thought, they blew up right away. Well, I'm curious if that was the way it was with the Beatles, if they were big before we knew who they were.
Like I said, watch the Beatles 64. It is all just footage. So
okay.
It's not a movie. It's all archival footage. I said Peter Jackson, I think, put it all together. Because he also did one called Get Back, which was like a 3-part documentary, went for about 4 or 5 hours.
Yeah, because it's like I'm
recording their last album.
I'm interested in stuff apparently movie writers aren't, right? I was so excited and then very disappointed with the Freddie Mercury Queen movie. I didn't care about his relationships. That's not why. I mean, that's essentially, it was like a love story. And by the way, he was in Queen. I'm like, come on. Just give me stuff about the band. That's what I want to see.
What upset me most about the movie was the timeline was all screwed up. So
yeah, and they didn't
made-
focus nearly enough on Brian May and the other members. And Brian May, without him, there's no Queen. Period. I mean,
he's the Queen sound.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, here we go. All right, 1968, the Beatles.
Yeah, so they performed on the Ed Sullivan Show in February 1964.
1964, okay.
Yep. And of course, I think they had their first film out too, A Hard Day's Night.
Yeah.
Came out.
And that was a big thing too, right? I mean, Elvis, the Beatles, a lot of the music tied into film. That was the way they sold things back then, right? So if you were a big name, chances are somebody in Hollywood tried to make you a movie star.
Well, as you said, you didn't really get film clips weren't a big thing. So I suppose if you could get into a major motion picture,
right,
that's going to put you on the world stage a lot quicker.
Yeah.
I think they said, the Ed Sullivan Show that night that they were on was watched by 73 million people.
Jeez.
Which would have been a big deal in 19...
Back then, that's huge. Huge. Especially considering most households, I mean, it wasn't a given that you had a television. So, I mean, you do the math of what it would have been. It's probably like the majority of the world was watching. Yeah.
So only 10 years. 10 years is like such a short time, really, in a band.
It is, because but not back then. I mean, Kiss. I've heard interviews where Paul and Gene basically said that if they could make it 10 years, they considered it a success.
So it looks like to me they had 13 albums in 7 years.
13 in 7 years. Well, they're ambitious. I'll tell you that much. Unlike now, where you write an album and take 7 years off.
Yeah, I was going to say 13 albums would take you 50 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well done.
Yes.
It's good to see you represent the Liverpool boys.
Absolutely.
My favorite.
You keep
song.
going or what?
Yeah. I'm feeling it. I'm feeling it.
All right.
So take yours away, and I'm going to.
By the way, one of these tonight's got to be blocked, right?
Oh, I'm sure one of them. I'm hoping it's one of yours this time. Otherwise, you're going to say, well, Dave, you're not allowed to pick them anymore, right? I'll just pick them. You can just tell me what you think of it.
Yeah.
All right. So you did one last week that I wouldn't say I was surprised, but I suppose I was surprised maybe you liked him. But I'm going to follow you up.
Okay.
So here we go.
As the snow flies on a cold and gray Chicago morning, a poor little baby child is born in the ghetto. and his mama cries. 'Cause if there's one thing she don't need is another hungry mouth to feed in the ghetto. People, don't you understand? Your child needs a helping hand. He'll grow to be an angry young man someday. Take a look at you and me. Are we too blind to see? Do we simply turn our heads and look the other way? Well, the world turns, and a hungry little boy with a runny nose plays in the street as the cold wind blows in the ghetto. And his hunger burns. So he starts to roam the streets at night, and he learns how to steal, and he learns how to fight in the ghetto. Then one night in desperation, the young man breaks away. He buys a gun, steals a car, tries to run, but he don't get far, and his mama cries. As the crowd gathers round, an angry young man face down in the street with a gun in his hand in the ghetto. And as her young man dies, on a cold and gray Chicago morning, another little baby child is born in the ghetto. And his mama cried.
I'm sorry, there was no way I was pausing that. One of the most powerful songs I have ever heard. I can't say, I mean, funny, we're just talking about the Beatles. To me, the single biggest singer to ever walk the planet, Elvis Presley. If you don't like Elvis's music, I can't talk to you. You don't have to like it all, but if you can't find something with that picture perfect voice, wow. That song just chokes me up for no reason. I just absolutely love that song. I can't believe you pulled that one out of all songs.
Yeah, it's my favorite Elvis song. Always the same. I always thought he tells such a great story in 2.5 minutes. Like
yes.
you know, and you get the sense of it's that ever. Yeah, it just keeps going. This is how it starts, and this is how it ends.
And he's dead on. He's spot on accurate, describing how things became the way they were and how they were forced. You could say that's no excuse to live a life of crime and stuff, but you don't know what it's like until you've got to fend for yourself and your family. It's just a tremendously powerful song. Absolutely incredible.
And the Beatles would have agreed with you about Elvis too. So
they were Elvis fans.
Oh, big Elvis fans.
Yeah. Hard not to be, especially, someone who came up around the time the Beatles did, because Elvis was the thing forever, even to this day. Probably the most marketed artist ever, the most replicated, the most influential single artist. I agree with you with the Beatles as a band, but just Elvis inspired more than singers and musicians. He inspired people's lives. I mean,
definitely.
The world cried when Elvis died. It's just, I don't think there'll ever be somebody with that kind of powerful influence again. He was just one of a kind.
Yeah, I can remember when it was announced on TV, and it was a bit of a, a bit like when Michael Jackson too was announced.
Yeah.
It was just one of those. I mean, Freddie went, and we all knew Freddie was going to go.
Yeah. I remember watching the Freddie Mercury story build over months with his health declining and stuff. I mean, and he even did the interview announcing that he had HIV and stuff. So that wasn't a shock. Like, I mean, Elvis was a shock. Michael Jackson was a shock. Obviously, John Lennon was a shock. Anytime anybody's assassinated, it's obviously never expected.
Thank you, New York.
What's that?
I said, thank you, New York.
Yeah, right. Okay. That was amazing. That might have been my favorite one to date on Backtrack.
Because when you played the one last week, and I thought, ooh, I've got Elvis in my playlist here.
Man, I got an Elvis playlist as long as my arm. I mean, it's just and you know, the funny thing is, other than his hits from, you know, the Hound Dog days when I was a kid, after I grew into Kiss and everything, I forgot about Elvis till I was in my late 20s, early 30s. And then I started going down the rabbit hole and thinking, oh my God, this guy is just endless. His voice, he's another one. Just sing a phone book and make it sound beautiful. It's just amazing.
My second favorite song of his was another cover done by UB40.
Oh, yes. Only Fools Fall in Love. UB40 was fantastic at covers. Their version of Red, Red Wine, I could listen to on a loop for 48 hours straight and never get sick of it. He's another one.
When I saw them in concert, I thought I was going to die.
What's that?
Because I went and saw them in concert, and I was probably, I don't know, 12 rows from the front. Oh, I had to sit down. Their bass was thumping my chest so hard.
Really?
I was going to have a heart attack. It was like,
I would never expect it out of a band like that. But his
voice
is he still doing anything? I mean, he has such an incredible, unique voice.
I think UB40 is still going.
Didn't they change singers at one point, or is that a different band I'm thinking?
They might have. I think you might be right. I think I do remember seeing an interview with a guy who's actually in charge now.
Or there was someone before the singer that I love. Something like that.
No, I think the one you like is the one that was the singer at the time doing Red Red Wine.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it looks like they did. Yeah, so their lead singer left in 2008.
Okay.
After 30 years.
So they're still going just with a different singer.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's not always the same, as we know, but.
All right. Wow, that one just exhausted me. That's such a moving song. All right, so let's rock it out a little bit. Going up to 1980, one of my favorite songs as a kid, absolute favorite songs. This was considered heavy for me as a kid. Here we go.
without a star. Free, only want to be free. huddled close, hang on to a dream. On the boats and on the planes, they come into America, never looking back again. They come into America, home. Don't it seem so far away? But we're traveling light today, in the eye of the storm, in the eye of the storm. Home to a new and a shining place. Make our bed and we'll say our grace. Freedom's light burning warm. Freedom's light burning warm.
Okay, talk about a thundering bass line. Neil Diamond coming to America. Dave.
Yes, I like Neil Diamond. One of my favorite comedies, that in the last decade or so was The Big Bang Theory.
Yes,
there's an
where they're
episode in there
him
where-
and Amy Farrah Fowler. Yeah.
Great. This is the jazz singer, I gather, the movie?
Yes.
Yeah. One of my favorite songs of his is Love on the Rocks.
Yeah.
I know we would call it a whiny, bitchy man thing again, but love that. Sweet Caroline.
See, that's the only song that bothers me. And I don't think it's the song's fault. I think it's those morons in Boston's fault. When you see a bunch of mouth breathing Red Sox fans singing in unison, it just bugs me.
We have it, one of our football teams, not one of mine, but one of the football teams here uses it too for them. So yeah, I get how it puts you off sometimes, but no, he's a great artist, great voice.
Yes.
Maybe someone we should represent on Tunes of Brothers at some stage.
Boy, that would go over like a fart in a fucking church.
I mean, when you talk about some of the greatest live albums ever, his Hot August Nights is one of the greatest live albums ever.
Another natural performer. I mean, I just think it's a shame. I'll say my preferred era, hard rock / hair metal / metal, whatever you want to call it, obviously has all the greatness it deserves, but some of the most close-minded fans, at least open and outward, as far as they'll admit, because I have a hard time believing if you're fans of AC/DC and Kiss and Bon Jovi and stuff, that a song like this doesn't just resonate. I mean, like I said, this is a heavy song. I mean, forget about the strings and everything. It's a heavy, thundering, badass song.
Hey, some of my favorite versions of, heavy songs are when they've got an orchestra
Yes.
playing with them.
That's why Kiss Symphony is probably my favorite overall Kiss live album, because that symphony brings such power behind the simplest riffs. It's just, I'd love to be in an arena. I'd have killed to be in Melbourne when they did that, just to hear how that reverberates in a a concert stadium. It had to be just amazing. I think Gene said, when they were looking for advice, is just play everything as loud as you can. I think that would just be fabulous. And Metallica did it after that.
It's amazing how many artists have actually chosen to do that in Australia. Elton John did it back in the day with his.
Well, apparently the symphony orchestras over there are like world renowned. So I'm sure that plays something to do with it. Versus
to
bring 50 people in. I mean, across seas.
All those snobby musicians to put the Kiss makeup on as well.
And they actually enjoyed it, man. That was one of my favorite things to watch about that, because they were having such fun. I mean, big smiles on their face, rocking out. I mean, it was an amazing thing to see.
Probably that time where they say to you, you know what? We're usually serious with the compositions that they do.
Yep.
This is rock. Rock is fun. So go and have fun with it.
Let's get back to Mr. Diamond.
Every unfurled. They're coming to America. Got a dream to take them there. They're coming to America. Got a dream they got to share. They're coming to America. They're coming to America. They're coming to America. They're coming to America. They're coming to America today. 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 Yeah. Today. My country, 'tis thee, sweet land of liberty. Of thee I sing, of thee I sing today. 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 Today.
And I was wrong. That was the inspiration for Gene Simmons' current hairdo.
I was going to say to you when I saw a picture, I thought, I wonder if Gene's hair's on.
Okay, Neil Diamond.
Neil Diamond. Yeah, I love Neil Diamond. Another one of those guys still going, I think, isn't he? Still quite active?
Yes, I believe so. A few of those guys are just in a handful of dates here or there, and I'm sure the tickets are in the thousands.
I saw, I think Cliff Richard was here the other day.
Really?
85.
That would
85,
be
still going.
interesting. That
He
would
had
be
some
interesting.
great songs back in the 70s and 80s.
Yes. And the beautiful thing about why those guys can keep going is because they sang. They weren't screaming and yelling. As cool as that is, it comes at a price long term. So,
And of course, Cliff was a very good friend of Olivia's.
yes.
Suddenly,
Yeah.
the wheels are in motion.
Oh, good stuff. All right.
I know.
So, what are we at here? We're at an hour 24. Do you want to go?
One
Or do you
more?
want to stop? One more each?
One more each? All right.
All right.
Oh, now I've got to decide which one I should do. I could do the person we were just talking about. Or I might go with the group that may be represented every week here. Okay.
Well, I can tell you, ABBA or Elvis is going to get a lot of reoccurrences.
Right. So I'll go with this one this week. Oh, hang on. I should do it the right way and actually put it on the screen, shouldn't I?
There you go. I love Dead Air. Oh.
People everywhere, sense of expectation hanging in the air. Getting out of spot,
Okay, voulez-vous. Two things. He's wearing the same outfit as Ace Frehley did on some photo shoots around 1978. I'm not kidding. He had that same shiny silver jumpsuit type thing on. This song escaped me for most of my life. I did not discover this song till around 2002
Ooh,
when I
really?
was working at a place called Sykes. It could, it's a Windows tech support place. And I was, downloading stuff in my off time as we weren't supposed to do. And I discovered this song and played the hell out of it. Somehow it escaped me my entire childhood and is one of my favorite ABBA songs to date.
Yeah, Benny and Bjorn showing just how masterful songwriters they were.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, this ABBA wasn't a disco band, but boy, they could write a disco
Oh,
hit.
they wrote the hell out of a disco song here.
So yeah, like I said, a band I ignored. Well, tried to ignore, because you couldn't ignore them.
Yeah.
But tried to dislike as much as possible, even though
Right.
you've got a huge crush on one of the singers. So you want to see the film clip just to see the singer. So
I've yet to meet somebody who had that crush on the other one, and not that she's not attractive, but I don't know if it's the blonde thing with people, because I've never pursued blondes. I've always preferred brunettes, but this brunette particularly isn't my style. But it's just funny how they're both attractive women, but all you ever hear about is the swooning over the blonde. And I don't know all their names, but Frida,
I think
right?
maybe with Frida, because when they started off, she had the curlier hair, and
Yeah,
I think
She
if she
kinda-
started off like this, it might have been easier.
it might have been. Yeah,
But
absolutely.
to me, ABBA, Swedish band, blonde.
yeah.
I mean, obviously Frida's not Swedish; she's from Norway, so that's why she's not blondie. But yeah, I just think the blonde looks with a Swedish band was the way it should be, and she's, like I said, she's that classy, beautiful though.
Yes. All right, and fabulous voices. So here we go. More voulez-vous.
Ooh.
I know what you think. The girl means business, so I'll offer her a drink. Looking mighty proud, see her leave your table, pushing through the crowd. I'm really glad you came. You know the rules, you know the game. Master of the scene. We've done it all before, and now we're back to get some more. You know what I mean. Take it now, leave it. Now is all we can. Nothing promised, no regret. Ain't no big decision. You know what to do. Like it's just a voulez-vous.
Okay, so who's the blonde guy? What's his name?
The guitar player,
Yeah.
Benny. Bjorn,
Okay,
sorry.
when he
Bjorn,
Bjorn, when he smiles, he reminds me of David Spade.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
David Spade could probably do a good version of him in an ABBA movie.
Yeah, there you go.
And here we go again. We know the start, we know the end. Masters of the scene. We've done it all before, and now we're back to get some more. You know what I mean. Voulez-vous?
And the third representation of ABBA in 3 episodes. This could get to be a thing pretty easily.
Very easily.
Okay. Well, I think I will end us off on another high note. 1981, one of my favorite singers and performers of all time, who I have seen in concert in his prime and is absolutely amazing live as he is in the studio. One of the most overlooked songs in his catalog, which is Criminal, absolutely criminal. And I will let the man do the talking from here.
I'm picking up my baby tonight, though daddy's making trouble, it'll be alright. I'm working hard, I don't know why, I'm like a working class dog and I just get by. Tonight I'm crawling out from it. Oh, we're living on the brink, second by minute by minute. Love is alright tonight. We're gonna be alright. Love is alright. Love is alright tonight. Everyone's saying the sky's gonna fall.
Damn it, I got to stop that. I enjoy these songs so much. Rick Springfield, just despicably overlooked because he was a pretty boy soap opera actor on General Hospital. This guy can rock. Him and Billy Squire, I could put pound for pound against any rock, hard rock band any day of the week, and they will not embarrass themselves.
Have you seen the documentary Sound City?
No.
So it was a Dave Grohl documentary. It was based on the Sound City Studios, and obviously Rick Springfield did some of his stuff there, so he's in it in interviews along with Fleetwood Mac and all sorts. And you don't have to like the Foo Fighters to like it. It's just Dave Grohl basically going back through the history of that studio, because that's where Nirvana did their
Right.
first stuff as well, and going through the tape age into digital and how it all went to shit, and
Yeah.
Dave ends up buying the old control board to put in his home studio. But it's a really good documentary if no one's seen it.
Have you seen Hard to Hold?
I think so, yes.
Yeah. A cheesy at times movie, but I thought a well done, enjoyable show. And Rick Springfield's live performances in there are absolutely amazing from the album I just showed you, which is behind me, the soundtrack, Hard to Hold.
I think Rick didn't get the credit he deserved here too, and it's probably because he probably made it big in the States before he was a name here. So I think they
Yeah.
sort of look at him more as being an American boy than
Well, that's
That's
just
right.
it. I honestly, I didn't have any idea he was Australian until I was, in my 20s or so. I mean,
Mhm.
because he doesn't sing with an accent. And back then, 80s, there was, you had Night Flight and your occasional things where people would interview musicians. But again, he wasn't heavily featured, at least in interviews on MTV or anything. So, without hearing, and even if you listen to him talk, at least now, he sounds American.
Hmm.
So,
Well,
I
he's been there
mean,
most of his life now, I suppose. I was saying we've got Mel Gibson here, Australian actor, but born in America.
Yeah.
He
Yeah.
moved out here in his teen years, so
Yeah. Anyway, I've always thought Rick Springfield was very unfairly lumped in with a pop pretty boy, because he is a hell of a guitar player, a hell of a songwriter, a killer voice. And his stuff, man, Rock of Life. I mean, you just go through his catalog. He's got some heavy stuff. I mean, obviously not distortion driven metal, but he's a legit rock star. No different than people would say Sammy Hagar is. Rick Springfield's
Mhm.
every bit on that level of that type of rock music.
Hey,
And I think, like I said, Billy Squire too. Those two, Billy Squire and Rick Springfield, have always been two of my favorite go-tos my entire life, and I've never considered them pop. They're both rock.
maybe that would be a good battle one night.
There you go. That would be a painful battle, man. I'd have to make
Squire
decisions.
versus Springfield.
Oh, all right. Here we go.
Don't know where it's gonna stop, if it stops at all. I know the world's going crazy, alright. I hope it holds together for one more night. Tonight I'm crawling out for a minute. No, we're living on the brink, second by minute by minute. Love is alright tonight. And baby, we're gonna be alright. Love is alright. Love is alright tonight. Don't worry, Daddy, I'll have a home at a respectable hour. Go to sleep, Daddy, you won't think about tonight. With the night comes a feeling that I've got this incredible power. Gonna love it, Daddy, she'll be feeling it tonight. Alright, it's gonna be alright. It's gonna be alright. It's gonna be alright. Love is alright tonight. And baby, we're gonna be alright. Love is alright. Love is
Okay, and a clear example where an artist forgets how the studio track goes. You can see him as several times cutting off that "Love Is All Right" like he would do live instead of carrying that note out. That's something I would have never noticed as a kid, but now you notice it, and I don't
Oh, yeah.
care. Everybody did that for TV appearances. That was just the way it was, people.
I'm gonna have to start polling these film clips here to see dual bass versus single bass
Stop it.
and see who see who wins.
I will say too, Rick Springfield's still phenomenal. If you can go and see him do it, he came close last year. It just didn't work out for me. But I watched 2 or 3 years ago. He gave a free show at Fremont Street on pay-per-view, or it was. I watched it on YouTube live as it was happening. Had the guy from Men at Work opening for him, and John Waite.
Colin Hay.
Yeah, and John Waite was before that. Both of those acts were fabulous, but Rick Springfield still sounded, and I mean, the guy was completely shirtless, still ripped. He went into the crowd to sing. I thought, this guy's an idiot. He's never getting out of there alive. I mean, people were just on him, and he's singing, not missing a word. Still an incredible performer, still sounds fabulous. And by the way, an absolute fantastic job as Lucifer on the show Supernatural. Amazing. Right out of the Trick or Treat movie. He was like Sammy Kerr Part 2 playing Lucifer. It was amazing. He was hilarious. He was evil, vindictive. It was one of my favorite Rick Springfield, group of episodes. Watching Rick Springfield as a non-music performer, he was that good and entertaining as Lucifer. So big fan of Rick Springfield. Always have been, always will be. My second concert ever was the Hard to Hold tour, right shortly after my first concert ever, which was Kiss Creatures of the Night. And Rick Springfield had Corey Hart opening for him, who just blew up with Sunglasses at Night. So that was an amazing show.
I got Kiss Unmasked as my first concert
Really, I wish.
with Eric Carr.
Yeah, and those were huge shows over in Australia. Huge. Some of my favorite Kiss video clips are from Sydney and Melbourne over in that Unmasked days. Paul's voice was incredible. They played everything a little fast. It wasn't as brutal as it got after that, but
Yeah, I've never quite understood that.
no, and I understand you get a little bit amped up, but I think that was the instruction. Kiss wanted to, modernize the sound, but I think Eric Carr got a little carried away. How Paul kept up on those singing on that pace is incredible in itself. I mean, those songs were fast.
Don't you find though it loses its?
It does. It does. I go back, I overly harp, and anybody who's watched this channel for 2-3 years, I always bring up Eddie and the Cruisers too. If you have not seen the Eddie and Cruisers 1 and 2, the part 1's great. Part 2 is my absolute favorite because he preaches, let the music breathe. On guitar, stop playing a million notes that will impress people for 5 minutes and they'll forget all about you when you leave. And then he shows you the correct way to do it, all a Detroit Rock City solo. And it's so moving. It just, the whole premise behind how he describes how music is supposed to be in part 2 is so spot on. And that just like you said, the Kiss music, anybody's music, when you start pacing it that fast, it loses any kind of feel and vibe whatsoever. It may be fun while you're there, and you're caught up in the moment, but like Lick It Up, man, I want to hear Lick It Up. Me and Scott have said this a million times. I want to hear Lick It Up like it is on the studio track. I don't want him to start with words. I want him to start with the guitar. I want it to be that melodic groove, and I want the lack of the guitar solo in the middle. And for whatever reason, a lot of artists decide that live is fast time, and I just don't care for that.
That's why I've always said, David Gilmour, Brian May, that's
Yes.
my favorite guitarist.
Yeah,
They just play with feel. It's not this.
yeah. Let the guitar do the
lyrics?
talking instead of your technique. You got to treat the guitar as an extra vocalist. If you can do that, then you've done your job correctly. If you're just out there to show, speed and gymnastics, yeah, it's impressive, but I'll forget all about you 10 minutes later.
Yeah, it's a bit like the screaming, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
it gets old real quick.
Yeah, it does. It absolutely does. As great as a lot of singers are at it, after a while, you see bands like Steelheart, their first album was all high pitch all the time. And it was so impressive and cool as a teenager. Same with Nitro, 2 of the highest pitched singers on the planet. By their second albums, they had almost all but wiped that out because they learned, okay, that was great, but the songs really lacked substance. And it turns out they got great voices without doing that. Brittany Fox did that. Their first album was a lot like early Tom Kiefer with the raspiness. And then come the second album, turns out he sounds like Paul Stanley and then throws them raspy things in once in a while.
And that's fine. Like, it's just something you throw in, great. But when it just happens all the time. So.
Yeah, it starts to grate on your nerves. It does. All right. So another great episode. I hope this gets the light of day tonight because I'm sure people are thinking that we did one episode and decided to quit because second episode's still not out. Normally I'm going to put these up on Sundays, but I'm throwing this up tonight just because number 2 never got out. And it's been over a week now since we've had a backtrack up. So just pay attention to the numbering sequence. The next one after this, if this is allowed to pass the smell test of the copyrights tonight, it will say episode 3. There is an episode 2. Whenever the dispute gets settled or doesn't get settled, either way, then I'll have to modify it, but that'll be up shortly. So
I suppose the good thing, it's not a TV series. You're not going to miss anything.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
You won't find out who done it.
Yes, correct. Although I may give away Dave's list for next week because I'm a psychic. I'm guessing there'll be some ABBA.
Well, I might let you go ABBA this day. It depends what you do, of course. Because I won't put the same band up twice in one night. So.
No. That's if you would have played something that I was going to play, even if it was a different song by the same band, I'd have skipped it and held it till the next week. Yeah. Okay.
I said there was one. It was I was going to play in the first one, but I didn't. I still haven't played it, so there you go. It's sitting there still.
Yeah, I got one from the first episode too that I haven't put in yet because I'm just not sure how it's going to be received, even though I absolutely love it. I'm going to have to pull the trigger and just say, screw it.
Doesn't
Yeah.
matter. This is you.
Yeah.
Don't care.
All right. Until the next one, thanks for watching.